Good morning everyone and happy Labor Day, at least if you're watching it on the day when this video is published. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator, and here's me truck. And today we're going to be taking the white GM W Series truck, just a day cab, on a bit of a trip.
Thunder, like you've seen it a million times.
We're going to be hauling some, I guess, pallets, not particularly heavy cargo, but that's okay because we're not using a particularly powerful engine. Right, let's go ahead. I'm going to jump in the cabin and let's get this trip on the road. So this is the 90s Corporation truck. There should be a link to that down below. Let's get it fired up. I have used this truck for a long time, and it's received a whole bunch of updates over the years. I think last year, or maybe earlier this year, and by last year I mean 2023, and this year 2024, we got a 4x2 option, which is great, and that's what we're running today. Now under the hood, we have a Caterpillar 3176A. This is the 300 horsepower variant, so that has 1150 foot-pounds of torque. And we've got a direct drive 9-speed with a 325 final drive, so it's fairly short in the gearing department, but that is exactly what we need because we really don't have that much power. So take a look. All right, got here, yep, lights are on. Looks like we've got some fancy bulbs under the lights there. Go ahead and I guess make like a tree and get out of here. It's been a while since I've driven the 4x2 version. Oh, helps if I release the parking brake. There we go. Look at that, so much easier. Sound today is it's from the Steel Productions engine pack, as is the engine. This is actually a Volvo sound from ETS2, so it's no great shakes in the engine sound department, but it's a little different from the ATS sound effects. Getting a little bit of game lag, but that's alright. We figure we'll get some. Looks like we're good to go. Yep, think so. Okay. Quite a few options to customize the truck, and we've got a few extra mods that allow additional features. We've got Jasper's wheels and tires pack. It might just be called the American wheels pack these days. We've got safety firsts, sound fixes. I hope I got that right. The name of the developer. And if I got it wrong, I'll just let me know. Okay, I don't think well, do I want to go in front of these cars? Not really, but I'm going to. Because I'm sure they've got good brakes. Okay. Game is capped at 30 frames per second today. I am using lossless scaling, and in theory I'm able to capture the lossless scaling gameplay, but in practice I've found it's just not been very reliable, and having recorded I think a couple, possibly 3 videos where it just didn't give me any visual. I'm running the game with lossless scaling enabled and ×2 frame rate, but I'm only recording what the game engine's producing. So we're going to see 30-ish frames per second. Oh, that was a bit rash there, David. Making a bit of a mess of driving it so far. I can stay in the right-hand lane. We're up in Lincoln, Nebraska. I haven't finished exploring Nebraska, and I'm going to be driving on some roads I haven't driven before, which is good. why this game is just stuttering a little bit. Having been playing ATS over the Labor Day holiday weekend, it's been performing great, and then I jump on to do a video and it's not. It's a little disappointing. This truck itself is fairly basic. We don't have many mod cons. We probably have AC. I could take a look, but not while I'm driving. We do at least have automatic wipers, thanks to ATS. I suppose I could turn that feature off. But yeah, it's a fairly basic truck. It's a day cab, so I figure in its former life it was just used to haul fairly lightweight cargoes. Now, I did want to haul something a little heavier than what I ended up finding today, but hey, it's okay.
At the roundabout.
Oh, it's a roundabout. Nebraska has roundabouts, a traffic circle. I'm glad it's one of the shorter trailers and not a 53-footer, because I don't really do roundabouts particularly well. In America, at least. In American Truck Simulator, I probably should just qualify that again.
Exit now.
Yes, Doug. Okay. There's the moon hanging there in the sky. Does look very nice. So we're going to a business I haven't been to before, and that's Outrider. And I don't know what Outrider is in the game. You can export stuff to be recycled, so I think cars and I guess pallets are the two items here that I was looking at, but the trip for recycled cars goes all the way to Texas. That is so cool. We can see, I guess, a TV or a CCTV piece of equipment and what looks like an old style desktop PC, an old beige box thing. Well, I guess if you work in security and it still works, you don't need to replace it. Wonderful time of day to be driving ATS in the game. I love the sort of dawn and dusk. This morning mist thing that we've got going on here. Yeah, it's really pleasant. Oh, a bit more lag there as well. Wonder if YouTube picks it up. YouTube's got a good habit of sort of not showing a lot of the stuttering and the lag, and I don't have my dashboard showing on the display to sort of highlight that.
Get ready to turn right.
This is quite a big business site. They have their own water tower, so it must be an enormous facility.
Now drop the load and go.
I'm picking one up, dog. Phrasing. Okay, it's over here on the right. There is everyone. Oh, there's some people dead ahead. Okay. I wonder if it's just a logistics site. And so shipping containers here, boxes, a whole bunch of empty storage racks to my right. Yeah, and I bet you they make me back. Yes, I think they do. Make me back up to whatever this facility is here, but it's pallets to be recycled, so it makes sense that it's this end of it. Okay, no, that's fair enough. I'm guessing there's a crew of people waiting to load it, so yeah, let's we might mow the grass here a little bit, but okay. Now 4x2s can sometimes be very easy to maneuver. But usually backing up, I struggle, and I think the reason there is with it being a little shorter, a lot shorter than some of the longer trucks, especially with a shorter trailer. It's difficult to judge how much steering input I need to give it when I'm used to something like a W900 or just a long wheelbase any other truck. Haven't made complete disaster of it so far, so there is that. almost like I know what I'm doing. Wow. Okay. Go ahead and do that. The parking brake on. Let's get it out of reverse. Stop that annoying noise. Turn the lights off. Turn the engine off. Right. Let's go ahead and get them to load it up. Alright, 30 minutes later and we're ready. Get her fired up. Let's get secondary lights on. We'll give it a bit of a tug test. Let's get the headlights on, put it into gear. Trailer brake on. Let's give it a quick tug. Yep, I would say that that's connected. Okay, now one little thing that I can't fix is the driver's side mirror shows quite a lot of the trailer, and I ended up adding the hood mirrors. I wasn't going to bother with them, but that may be why the game is suffering a little bit, or maybe it's just the light, I don't know. But, either way, we ended up having to add hood mirrors so I have better visibility. But if that's the only criticism that I have of the truck, and I'm pretty certain that that is not the truck's fault, nor is it that is not the developer's fault, because that's how the truck comes. Yeah, and the developer, this is a one-man band operation. It's a piece of passion, and I've enjoyed this mod for a long time. Plus, it inspired me to read up about the whole white GM Volvo relationship. Volvo ended up buying parts of the semi-truck business in, I think, 88, 89, and ran or sold this. I think this truck was for sale until 2001 before it was replaced. And although they don't have the best reputation in the business, the fact that they were sold for such a long time after Volvo bought them means that they must have got some stuff right. And as I understand today, the Autocar brand is still exists and still sells some trucks, but that's about the last of the I think the US trucking business, because PACCAR, if I'm right, I'm thinking that that's European based. Max owned by Volvo. Freightliner, Western Star by, yeah. So, piece of American history I'm driving here today, perhaps. With a Caterpillar engine as well, and an E10 transmission, yeah. Okay, now I'm not sure how well the acceleration is here, but we're about to find out. There's a truck coming from the right, but he's some distance off. Okay, this is actually pretty good. It's quite respectable. Right. Then again, it's not exactly a heavy cargo. Pop up the advisor screen in just a second. Let's get around this corner first. Let's see, what have we got? Yeah, so 283 miles to go. Empty pallets, there we go. 12,800 pounds plus whatever the tare weight is of the trailer, and that will not be much. It is not a big trailer. Let's get it up to speed. It would be nice if we can get there today. This is a World of Trucks journey, so the time you get is given in real world time as opposed to game time. So different kind of pressure here. In fact, let's take another look. Yeah, we've got 4 hours 37 minutes to get this complete, but that is real world time. And if this video lasts for 4.5 hours, then I'm probably doing something wrong, or I took a nap and forgot to stop the recording. That might be more accurate.
Exit right.
Okay, well, absolutely no fuss, no bother so far, so we'll get it up to 65 and see how she likes the interstate. It's an interstate? Yes, it is. Interstate 80, heading west. Quick check of the map. Yeah, it's a kind of a small GPS unit we've got there, so it'll have to see what it looks like. We're going to be turning, taking the next major exit off this road. Right, Matt's got my cruise set at 65. Let's, one, see if she can get there before we get to this junction, and two, how noisy it is at this sort of speed. I dare say that a day cab like this fairly low power, probably doesn't see that long. Cruising around, it's more for city work, but I'm not got a problem. Yeah, we're just about going to reach 65. Using what might not be the ideal equipment for the run that we're doing. What I mean by that is, a trip like this, you probably would want to be using more of a line haul kind of truck, as opposed to a more local delivery truck.
Keep left, and then turn left.
Engine brake seems to work pretty good. Right. I suspect these lights will go to red. Yeah, they did. Okay. Oh wow, yeah, the actual service brakes are a bit are pretty good as well. Now, I would imagine that trucks from this generation probably have a bit of a mixed bag of various parts, and that's why you see different badges on the truck. So the steering wheel very much says white. But look at the dashboard, and we've got a Volvo sign there in the tachometer and the odometer. So it's got a newer dashboard than the rest of the truck. I think this is the 93 refit, as I recall. So I guess I had a new interior at some point. Now, no word of a lie, the only reason why I'm using this interior versus the other one is I've struggled to read the dashboard on the other one. Again, I'm absolutely certain that is very true to life, but even with the lights on, I got to squint to sort of see. So we gave an older truck a newer interior, and that would not have been cheap. So I guess somebody loved and cared for the truck in its former life, its former keeper. Okay. Feather the throttle as we crest the hill. The lights did go to green, which helps. There's no point in rushing up here. Quite a small fuel tank as well from the look of that. We've covered 100 miles. I bought the truck and reset everything. And, well, we're not at 3/4, but we're at, what, 87%, 87.5%? That's it's not the most encouraging, but again, if your truck is used for more local hauls, you don't particularly need a 300-gallon tank on it. Or for that matter, even 150, you can probably get by with just 100 gallons. Right, well, time for me to take a sip of water, because I can already hear my voice is creaking away. Probably should have got myself a nice cup of tea, but unfortunately I didn't, because that would require planning, make a cup of tea, right? The graphics are nice and crisp. What's this facility on the right? Is that a storage tank of some sort? Is it silo? Like agricultural silos, I would say. Right, look where you're going, not where you're going past. Okay, so 65 is at what, 1700 revs? Maybe 1725? That doesn't seem to be too big of a deal for this Caterpillar, but its governor's only 1800 revs. So the World of Trucks transmissions have a speed limiter applied. You cannot accelerate past 65. You can go faster than 65 down a hill, but it's geared to run at 65. It is the long and short here. And yes, we've only got 9 gears, but you'll be spending most of the time, I imagine, in the lower 6 to 7. At least if you're driving around the city, sort of 8th and 9th. That is, that's for the occasional interstate cruise. Now with my revs being at sort of 1700, actually no, that's more like 1800. We might actually be very, very close to the governor. But with it being geared to run at 65, all that basically tells us is that, whoa. All that basically tells us is okay, no word of a lie. Just when I think I am a stop sign there. I don't know that I did. Anyway, just when you think you've seen everything and you're not bothered by a computer game, something like that happens. In real life, I would probably have pulled over at some point and either been sick or taken a little breather. I'm going to just keep going because it's just a game, but that was close. Okay, well, that might be my excitement for the trip. Let's really hope it is, because I don't like surprises like that. And we're in Kansas. I don't really know why I haven't explored the newer states quite as much. And by newer states, I'm counting to the Kansas and Nebraska here. I think I got very close to completing Oklahoma, or seeing all of Oklahoma. And I don't know why I haven't spent so long exploring these states. I think it's because the how do I say this delicately? The curse of the stop sign. What I mean by that is, in a lot of parts of the US, it's almost like nothing to do, let's put a stop sign here. And I sometimes just want to jump in a big rig and cruise along at 55 or 65 or whatever the speed limit is, and not have to stop every few minutes. I mean, that's kind of what ETS2 is for, right? Okay, so we're going to call in to be weighed. What are we going to weigh? We're not going to be heavy. I'm going to guess something around about 45,000 pounds, but I've not driven the Volvo or the White or the GM enough recently to really have a good feel for it. We'll find out. Hey, a stop sign. Huh, look at that. There's a reason for one here, fair enough. Wow, 36,000 pounds. That is... I could have hot rodded this. Well, as Zach will tell you, I could probably hot rod a 90,000 pound cargo in a Dodge Ram pickup, but yeah, that's not very heavy at all. Well, no wonder it doesn't feel particularly disadvantaged with only 300 horsepower up its chuff. Is not. Well, fair enough. I mean, it ain't much, but it's honest work, right? And this is probably the kind of cargo or the weight that you would be, you would see this truck run. It's not having to haul heavy items, it's having to haul bulky items, and I think that's probably fair enough for pallets. I have to deal with these bad boys at work every once in a while, and yeah, they're not particularly heavy. Although you can get splinters if you're not careful, which... if that's the hardest thing I've got to deal with in a working day, I'm happy with that. Right, I'm going to put my cruise back up to 65, and let's try turning my headlights off. So, yeah, the instruments are still visible, which is good. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording because we have a bit of a trek to go, and I don't particularly want everyone to have to suffer through driving through Kansas with not that much to see or do, because we don't need to stop for fuel and the interstate's going to be a bit boring. So I'll be back before you can say Fandabby dozy. And I'm back. And barely no time has passed for you, but for me, well, it wasn't so bad actually. Gotta say, the trip had no more drama, thank goodness. And now we're only about 10 miles out, give or take. So yeah, it was a pretty painless trip. Left the interstate, and well, let me reconsider what happened. We left the interstate, took an exit, and that road also had a 70-mile-an-hour speed limit, but then it dropped down to a single lane each way. And we've been on that ever since. And that did seem to be a bit like a kind of an old-style cartoon, you know, where they play the same piece of background for a long time. But that's not actually true. We were making pretty good progress, and I think pretty much there. So I'm very happy with how the progress has gone. But I'm less happy with the fact that something is causing my game to not run anywhere near as smooth as it was earlier on today. And I speculate that it's either the truck or possibly Safety First's sound pack. I don't think the sound pack would cause a big difference. Now the truck may not be the truck, it may be because I've got the extra mirrors on the front wing, and if you look, they've got a is it convex wide angle thing going on there. They actually have to render quite a bit more of what's happening behind us. So we've gone from basically 4 mirrors to 6. So maybe that's why. Or maybe I just need to give my machine a reboot. I don't know what's going on, but it wasn't unplayable. I did see just a few minutes ago the frame rate was dropping down to the very low 20s, and even doubled up to 40. That's I'm going to call it janky. That's not the most pleasant of gaming experiences. 40 frames per second is not the smoothest. However, like I say, it's not terrible. It's still playable. And not that long ago, it seems, I did see the game running at low teens when I get into a city with it raining. So yeah, I've definitely experienced worse, and I'm still playing the game, so I guess it's not the end of the world, right? And yeah, I'm going to use the external view because I'm not very good at reversing trucks when I'm well practiced in it. See what I mean? Look at this. Made of a mess of it already. And when I'm not used to reversing this particular truck, it'll just make it a right mess if I try and use internal. So yeah, I also can't see very well. Well, that's never a good sign. Okay, I want to jump on board. We've used about half a tank of diesel, so I'm not sure how big the tank is. I guess we're going to find out once we see what our fuel burn is for the trip. But yeah, enjoying the truck, enjoying the drive. Now I want to go and do some diagnostics as to what's causing the machine to run a bit slowly. Good culprit are those mirrors, now I come to think about it. That's an easy test. Right, well, we are almost there. Again, we're a bit too far over to the left of the spot, but I think they'll take it. Yeah, they did. Okay, so let's go ahead and shut it down. Right, let's see how well we did. So we covered 314 miles, of which I think you saw maybe about half of that. And we used 45 gallons exactly, so we actually got 7 miles per gallon from that trip, give or take. So that tells me, yeah, it's a 100-gallon or even slightly smaller tank. Well, it's a 4x2, it's for inner city use. This is probably about the longest you might want to use a truck like this for as a day trip. And maybe the driver in question would go to a hotel and stop there overnight and the next day. But enjoy the truck, like to try different things, so doing my own trailer hauling, that's always fun. I think it would have been quite a challenge with a 53 footer and some scrap cars. That's like £48,000, I think. That might have been a bit more of a challenge for the engine. Engine is available in the Steel Productions engine pack, as is that direct drive 9-speed transmission. And everything else will be linked below. In fact, so will the engine pack. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you the next one. Goodbye.